Welcome to the channel. Building overseas doesn't have to be a nightmare. My goal is to help you make that dream a reality. Expect weekly tips on the process of building that dream home and the lifestyle it brings. So check out my videos, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are doing very well. As always, anytime I get a feedback on audio, I don't know why I'm getting audio issues, but it happens sometimes. Okay. So hopefully everybody is doing good. So just check in, let me know who's here. And then, as the title says, what is a good plot size for a house, right? Is 100 by 70 feet or 70 by 100 feet enough? Is that enough for a good size house with also outdoor space? So thank you. Please click the like button, share the link, comment, put in your thoughts in, ask questions, and then we'll. Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better? Okay, let's do this. Yes, thank you, Shira. If you can hear me, that's good. Good. Sorry about that. Okay, good. Thank you. Perfect. Appreciate it. Okay, so many years ago, hi Angie, hi Fidankwa, Shira, Hajia. Glad to have you all join me here. And so we're talking about what size of plots, square footage, is suitable for if you want to have kind of like a medium house and also to be able to have some kind of like outdoor living and stuff. And so over the years, many years ago, the plots in Ghana used to be 100 by 100. I'm talking about way many years ago. Now the standard I can say is about 170, but now some places they're giving you combinations of you know 90 by 80, 50 by 110, whatever. It's a lot of combination. Some you can work with, some you cannot work with. Okay, so I think for a standard, and I'm gonna share something with you, we guys, basically what I'm doing with my 100 by 70 feet, so you guys can see how I'm able to get more things in without also looking more cramped. Okay, so let me know if you guys can see. You guys can see the image. If you guys can see the image, we can take it. So this is the current project, right? So Takisha, so this is the width. The width is 70. The length or the depth is 100 feet. Okay. And so I'm able to put about the square footage, if you remove the garage, it's about roughly 30, no, roughly about 1600-ish. You can see it good, 1600-ish. Okay, when you remove the garage. Okay. So basically I'm able to get, but total square footage for this house is going to be about 3300, give and take, plus 10 or minus plus and minus 10 square footage. Um, so I'm gonna get 3,300. And the back, so from the porch end to the fence wall, I have 29 feet. And then from the back of the garage, I have about 53 feet, right? 53 feet. So if you're looking at the house on the right side, if you guys can see, looking at the image, you'll be on the left side. I have 4 feet to the fence wall property line. And then the opposite side, I have 6 feet to the property line. It makes sense to shift the house to one side. So I plan to use more of the 6 feet to as the way to get to the back. Now with this, I'm still able to get a boys quarters at the back, and then I am also going to get equivalent of 14 by 27, 28 feet of pool at the back, and still have seating all kinds of stuff, all on this on one plot. Okay, 100 by 70. So I'm able to do all these things and still have space and have an outdoor space. There'll be outdoor seating around the porch area. If you're looking at the image on the right side, there'll be dining. On the left side, there'll be kind of like a sitting area, kind of like a VIP, kind of like sitting area on that side, overlooking the pool, which will be parallel to that porch. Be parallel. And so that porch you see is 8 by 32. Okay. And so I'm going to shift the pool a little bit 2 feet to where on the left side, as you look on the screen, left side, 2 feet to the wall, and then bring it in to get to where I get about 26 to between, I'm thinking about between 26 to 28 feet. And then, so it'll be 14 by 26 or 14 by 28, 28 on the max. So that will give me about, based on the design, it will give me from the porch to the entrance of the pool, like getting into the pool, be 8 feet. So I have 8 feet of walking space, which is nice. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is basically it's about you being methodical and planning very well to use the space very, very wisely, because you could have 100 by 100, and you could position of the house may not make the spacing very usable. Now in the front, where the garage to where the gate will be, the main entrance gate is about 23 feet, right? So I do have some space in the front. And then on the left side, as you look at the image, where the house is actually, it's about 17 feet to the property line. So this is one of the things that I say that is very, very important that you have a team that can actually maximize the space for you, because so I did this, I measure everything to the inches because I wanted to not waste any space. So it's about being on the ground and or working with a team that can make sure that the house is is seated or proportionate, and also allows you to use the open space very, very effectively. So this will allow me to, 2-car garage, park 2 cars. If there's a third car, I can park right in front of the entrance of the garage. Um, Even if it's an SUV, because that 23 feet clearance will be good enough, will be really good enough to park an SUV over there. And also the 17 feet to the fence where I can do just a grass area, for kids to be able to maybe kick some soccer ball, that kinds of stuff over there. So I do have some space in the front, but I have a ton of space at the back, right? And so this is just an idea for you guys to. It's all about positioning, and then sometimes, and I always suggest get your land before you get your blueprint, because you are going to design the home to basically based on the size and the layout and arrangement of the plot of land, and so when you do that, it's going to work very, very well for you, because other than that, when you have the blueprint, then you're trying to find a land that's going to fit in, and sometimes it can be very, very challenging, right? And so these are some of the stuff that I'm doing. So I don't care on the other side. And so this is an old, probably like 8 months, year, year is an year image. Obviously, the house is all the block works are done for the house right now. The boys' quarters will be done sometime next week. And so I just wanted to use this image actually to give you what I have on each side. I'm a proponent that you have to be able to walk around the house 360. It's good for security reasons too. If you need to escape, you can do that. So don't, so I'll say minimum 4 feet on one end, and then the rest you can have that. So does this make sense? If this makes sense, that's great. Okay, so this is what 100 by 70 foot look at, which I think should be the bare minimum to be able to have about 35, pushing it 33, 3,500 square footage, 2 stories, with a 2-car garage with usable space in the front and in the back as well. Okay, so it's all about the positioning. So basically, at the back of the garage, there will be a staircase that I'm going to do is going to be parallel to the back. That's going to carry you to the rooftop decking of the garage. That'll be an entertainment. So I'm going to tuck it in right there. So it's going to be just along the wall, from the right side of the garage going to the house. It's going to be like an L shape that you come and climb and go. So that also means that it's not being extended. I didn't want to do a spiral, um, stuff like that. So I wanted like a solid, regular staircase. Okay. I'm probably going to do more like 4 feet wide in terms of the stairs. So it allows you to move furniture. So basically, when the house is finished and I'm moving furniture, that's the route I'm going to go. It's easier to just go up there and then open there'll be a door in front up there, and then you come into the upstairs instead of going through the main house and going that route. Okay, so it's all about planning and execution. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this out. Also, if this helps you to get some idea of positioning, it's all about positioning and utilizing the space very, 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 very well. And so you have to have a lot of discussions ahead of time and sit with your team and say this is what I want, and make sure you are measuring to the inches, because it matters, right? A foot of opening in a house is a big deal, right? It's really a big deal. Okay. Hopefully this works for you guys. Let me give you a few shout out to, let me see who's here. Delena, thank you for joining me. I think it's the first time seeing you. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. And then the rest are all the Abby. Yes. Thanks for thank you. I appreciate that. Now, okay. So this is what I'm doing just to give you a visual. Okay, I'm gonna remove it. Okay. So now when you buy land, right? So when you buy land, there will be I think ideally for one plot, 100 by 70 would be ideal because you don't want squarish layout, okay, unless it's 100 by 100. So anything above 100 by 100, 90 by 90 would be the minimum for square. You want more like a rectangular type of land, because you have so let's say the beauty of 100 by 70 is that you do have some width 70, and then you do have some length or depth the 100, right? So you can go wide to some extent and still have access to get to the back, and then but you can even go further depth of going pushing the house on the plan all the way. If it becomes like 70-70, no, which is a square, you boxed in, right? You boxed in. And so you are forced to build something like a squarish, um, without not really having in a lot in the front and in the back. So bear that in mind. So whatever the plan is that you're looking at, you want at least one section of the plan to be at least 30 feet or more than the other. Okay, at least 30 feet or more. That will give you a lot of variety, a lot of ways you can look for different types of blueprint and options, to design that home. Okay, So look at that, and this, and so if you're doing the what they call the half plot, is going to be really, really challenging. You are not going to have a ton of outdoor space. I believe in a lot of outdoor space, especially for the tropics of where we are. So I think we underutilize the landscaping and the outdoor space, and stuff. So coming from, the first house, the Kasua house, where the house actually situated is 100 by 120. Um, no, you're not gonna get that. They don't do that anymore, so you're not gonna get it unless maybe you buy two plots and then you find a way to take more from the secondary plot. And so having that, so that means I have width and I have length. But 100 by 70, I'm proving that it can be done very well. So if and you have to really, 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 you really, really have to plan it. So you can do either like Brother Salif said here. It's like you can also use the backspace. Some people use the backspace also for some kind of activities for the kids. So my goal always is like, obviously there will be a concrete pathway around in which they can use scooter or they can skate, be tight biking on the 4 feet space, but the 6 will give them more space. But it's just about think about all this through, and so because either way the house, two things must happen. The house should not be right in the middle. It should have to move forward or move slightly back. And so if because you put it right in the middle, then it's kind of like it's difficult. So depends what you want to do. The Kaswa house sits all the way back and everything is in the front. This one sits a little bit forward, and then there's more square footage at the back. And it could also be, so that means you factor into the sun, right? If you're looking to the sun, from the sun is hitting in front of the house most of the day, then maybe you want to push the house more forward and use the back so you can get some shade, so vice versa. So there's a couple of things that you have to factor in, or sometimes it may be privacy oriented. If your house is facing a house that is right in front of you, then you want that privacy, then you can move the house a little bit forward and use the back. So it's a bunch of things that you have to really, 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 really factor in. Question: how do you find out if the land has been previously contaminated with chemicals? You can do testing. The Legon University, they do some testing, and so they will hopefully they testing. You may have to request for testing specifically for chemicals or trace elements, and stuff like, because sometimes the filter or the testing for bacteria, viruses, and that kind of stuff may be different from testing for trace element of chemical. So you can go there and then they may test. Now, unless for you to experience this, that means it has to be a known place that chemicals are being dumped over there by some kind of like a commercial factory or something like that. But I wouldn't worry with your average land being um, tainted with toxic, chemicals. Usually, it's human beings putting it there. So you may be testing for other things, radium, and that kinds of stuff. Or maybe just testing. When you do the bowl, you're testing for salt content. Stuff like that. Okay. Okay, you can throw your questions in. Milo Philly, thank you for joining. Okay, Rocky is not Rock. Actually, Rocky is good. Rock is very good. Rock, you get rock and clay. Is very, very good. It's going to stay. The stone's going to hold everything in place when you cast it. So if it's purely sand, you don't want purely all sand, stuff like that. So you want a combination of a bunch of stuff in there. Okay, so yeah, so and And one thing we also do too is, you know, we always do when we build, we make adjustment based on the soil composition and what we are finding out. And I've said this before, or sometimes on the same plot of land, there may be two different soil composition. On the right side, you may have rocky and clay. On the left side, just have to be purely sand, right? Or and stuff like that. So then you have to engineer that differently with the columns and and also the ratio of cement to chippings and all that stuff that comes into play. And I think we do one of the best foundation because we will not compromise that. We want the house to be solid. We always exceed the basic minimum code for Ghana. We just over engineer that sucker to know that that thing is going to be permanent. Okay. So yeah, it's yes. It could be yes. I was very fortunate for getting that line. So how can you find info about existing planning permissions? Planning permissions, elaborate. How can you find about existing planning permissions? In terms of, I mean, to get permits, is that what you just say, Eve? Like, elaborate on that. Okay, so click the like button, please, and share the content. And then, oh, okay. All right. How do you find about a serious pertaining to the land? Okay, so there's two things that you look. So there's two complications that you're going to have. Either land itself has some kind of illegitimacy, either sold to you by a fictitious landowner, or like maybe there's some litigation, that stuff. That would be the biggest headache. And so that is that. And then the second one would be basically, as you start, and we do this actually when we visit land, we do observations, to see what type of soil we work in it on the surface level, and then we see if there's other homes around, and we inspect them to see, whether they have any issues like, water and that kinds of stuff. So we are doing that, but usually when you start excavating the trenches, and then the land is going to really reveal a lot to you about what is going on and stuff like that. And so then everything, listen, everything can be solved. There's solutions for a lot of things. Some may be a little bit expensive, but there's solutions. There's solutions, even if it's waterlogged. There's solutions. Um, and stuff like that. So and we for us, for my company, we have a standard of doing certain things regardless of the site compositions. There's a standard way we want to do it because we figure from experience that soil changes, things move. There's a lot of things that happen underneath the soil. Okay, all right. Let's see. Termites. Okay, how do I prevent? It seems that bugs, termites are between. So, and there's that thing. So termites. People forget this. If you build in a area with moisture and you are not taking care of it from multiple means, you're exposing yourself to termites. And if you don't catch termite infestation, if you don't catch it sooner, it can really, really raise havoc. It's going to destroy all the woods in there. It happened to one of my aunts last year. Literally, all the wardrobe needed to remove, all the door frames needed to remove. Um, literally it was everywhere. It was even into the wooden truss, the cabinets. It destroyed. It was destroying clothes. It was a big problem. It was really a big problem. Obviously, they can treat them, but the chemical is very, very harsh. At least you have to find the infestation and treat it at its source. And then you have to use chemicals to respray everything. Some would have to be replaced, and so that is why we advocate in this series to avoid the termite infestation is do your dam proofing. I don't care if you don't see any drop of water over there. We do the standard of doing your dam proofing in all its phases. There's multiple dam proofing. Treat every wood. Treat it very well. You cannot go by saying they told me the wood is treated. No, we verify the stuff. Sometimes we buy the wood and we do the treatment by ourselves and stuff because sometimes they make they dilute the composition of the chemical they are using, so it's not strong as it should be. You wouldn't know that. So there's certain things that we take care of it, or we have people that we know that they are doing the right thing. So if you can take care of the moisture and you treat all the wood, okay, take care of moisture, treat all the wood, you are most less likely, highly less likely to deal with termite infestation. So treat every wood you are using, treat them, all um, the lookout doors, treat them, the wooden truss, treat them, let it dry, make sure these things are dry before you are installing them. The window frames, especially those who have wood in there, treat them, and then keep moisture out. Keep moisture out. It solves that. So they might have to. So the presumption, Delana, for your friend would be that the termite is probably everywhere in the house, or they have to go room by room and spray everything. And if they choose certain woods because they do lay eggs, they have to get them out. Um, they have to get them out and stuff like that. So treat everything. It's very, very unfortunate, but it's a really difficult problem to solve. Okay, please hit the like button, subscribe, and then do the notification button because some of you, when I put videos out there, you are telling me you're not getting notifications. So please do that. Um, so yeah, so follow the trail, follow the trail, and you may have to dig. If it's a fence wall, you may have to dig and find out that maybe they have a nest, and so you have to treat all the external fence wall, the internal fence wall. Then you have to treat external around the house, treat them, and then you have to start looking at the wood, and start one piece by piece, and it's a mess, and I'll suggest do a thorough cleaning, thorough treatment, and then probably don't stay in the house because the fumes can be too much. Okay. How do you go about pricing your rental when your building is only one in the area? Um, you can check the surrounding neighborhood, find out what is the going rate, right? So because you don't want a situation in which, let's say you're charging $400, and then 600 meters over there, they're charging $200. So if you are going to charge $400, you have to be able to package it and say, because that room is charging $200, but because I have XYZ, so mine has more value in that and stuff like that. So you may have to go outside your immediate neighborhood and figure out what are the prices, and also too sometimes too it all depends too on the affluency and the status, income status of people in that area and stuff like that. So just look into that and adjust it. You can adjust. You can start on a little bit on the low end slightly, and then adjust it. Okay. Um, the standard should be 100 by 70, but it's changed. There's all kinds of stuff. People are doing 90 by 80. Um, you know, so there's some weird combinations, 60 by 85. But the standard, I wish it can be standardized to about 170 because most people, I think most people own one plot. And so that 100 by 70 or 70 by 100 will give you space for do a bunch of stuff. It's all over. And sometimes too, like people buy one plot and they try to divide it and do like apartments, two apartment units on the same plot, and stuff like that. So obviously you are going to sacrifice some exterior landscaping and space, but it's just one of those things. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you gotta track them, gotta follow the trail and treat it and you probably have to bring some because you also want to kill the eggs, not just the bug itself. So so you have to the assumption is that they're probably everywhere, even if they're not visible, because they can be underneath the concrete, they can be embedded in the wood and stuff like that. So you just have to treat everything, you know, and then trying to keep the moisture away as much as possible. Okay, so tell them I wish them good luck. Webinar consulting. Okay, we have a website, and our website is what? Um, this is our website. What do? We educate you on the building process, how to move in Africa, how to thrive. So that's all I care about. I'm like anybody can go to Africa. What I care about is how to thrive. How are you gonna make it? That is the most important thing. So I don't get bogged down. I'm moving to Africa. I'm moving to Africa. The goal is to go there and thrive and live the life that you deserve. So we educate you that. Obviously, we give you some inputs about how and everything from how what kind of business to look into, building, how to vet. We also build. We also occasionally look for land for people. So we advise you on the property, real estate. How to know that if the land value is actually true, it's worth that and stuff like that. And obviously, we can build from everything from the ground to we give you your keys to your house. And I have an incredible team. That is why I'm able to do all of this. So visit our website, and we also sell building construction guidelines that I think is a must. If you are going to build in Africa for the first time, it is nearly impossible to figure everything out. Nobody can do it that way. You learn a lot in your subsequent build because that means you're saying you have to be a master architect, you have to be engineer, you have to be a landscape, you have to be a builder, you have to be interior designer, you have to know all the rules and regulations. Nobody else can put that off. So you need some guidance. So we put that thing over there in the sequence of how you build also is going to be efficient because money doesn't grow on trees for most of us. And so we want our money to go well and be utilized very well. So knowing what you are doing matters. It really matters. There's a lot of waste on average. It's about 30 to 40% of waste in the way we build in our part of the world. So we put something together to clean it, to streamline it, right? And that kinds of stuff. And so it can be sequential. Your beta might not understand these things. And we put this together with all the team, with the engineers, with the architects, with the masonry guys, with the plumbers, with the electricians. We put everything together and say, okay, let's build it this way because it makes sense, right? So that everything is just like it flows very well, it makes sense efficiently. Okay. So and also if you want to go buy a house, we have a buyer's guide that's going to let you how you're going to do your inspections, how to look at the documentation to make sure you are protected. There's stuff in the documentation. You can own the land, you can own the house, the property, but you may not own the land. So you have to make sure that you are protected, right? We have that. Okay. We have that. What do you do advise on soil sandy? So depending and also too, so this question of Fidankwa is one thing I'm also realizing myself is the foundation footings that we have been doing for most part, man, is really, really wrong. It's really, really wrong. Not only the depth of it, but also the dimensions and also the number of iron rods we are using, the thickness and even the spacing between those iron rods. So there's a lot of things that we are doing. So if it's sandy, they may, the engineer will determine um, how they're going to construct that, right? Whether increasing more chippings and getting a solidified or increasing the base of the footings or going deeper. Um, they will come out with that, and but usually, unless you're building around the beach, the soil has multiple compositions. Sometimes you may have rocks, and after there's all sand, or just sand and just rocks or clay. It's a combination of a bunch of stuff. But the goal is to not to prevent shifting, right? Of footings moving, and so that's why your expert guys comes in, and then they help you, execute that. Yep, you gotta treat them. They're probably like underneath the cement somewhere. Yep, gotta treat all of them. Homes in the jungle of Jisu Kumasi. Yes, Jisu is a historical place. Stuff like this. So it's all about the moisture treatment. Moisture treatment. It's very, very important. So in Ghana, there's like 1 million different contractors, right? And people who are adamant in how they want to do certain things. So it's important you also educate yourself so you can basically demand certain things in the beginning because they won't do them. Many of the contractors will not do waterproof application if they don't see water. We do it regardless. We do it regardless, but some of them will not do it, right? So it's very important. Okay, you are welcome. Amakai, thank you. PhD, thank you. I purchased land from 40 years in Spain. Do I need to get another land? Sorry, before I find. Yes, yes, yes. You're always doing it. You always doing danger. You always doing survey. Always to pick the land, even if your mother is selling it to you or your brother is selling it to you. You always it's a business transaction, so you really have to do that. It's very, very important you do. We offer that kind of service too. We do make sure they are doing the full search, in which they're going through the three databases and stuff like that. And also sometimes too, the person working for you understand what the result means, right? Some people sugarcoat it. Just because somebody's willing to take certain risks doesn't mean that I'm willing to take certain risks. The land comes out, it better be clean. If it's not clean, I walk. And stuff like that. So you still do your survey and then take your site plan and go do your searches, and then do that with indenture. Okay. We also consult with people on in indenture what it looks like, what they should be looking for, red flags, how they also protecting themselves in the indenture as well because they're getting a little bit slick with the language, and stuff like that. Okay. All right, so please smash the. It would be awesome if everybody here can click the like button. It would be appreciative. Okay. Switching a builder in the middle of a project, few words. Listen, if they can't cut it, they can't cut it. The worst thing is that you get emotional tie with your builder and they're screwing the thing up and you feel certain kind of way and and then they keep screwing everything up and someday you regret it. So if they can't cut it, it's not for everyone. If they can't cut it, they can cut it. We have taken projects. Ideally, we want to start, but we've taken projects in the middle of stuff. But usually, before we even start everything, we do a full assessment. So if we need to reinforce certain things, like and sometimes we have to because the foundation was not done right. The foundation may be set up for a bungalow, and people trying to put a two-story or in UK one-story on it, right? So we do assessment before we continue on the project. So if your builder is not up to tax, they're not delivering, find somebody who can do it, and stuff like that. So don't. It's a business. Don't feel obligated that you are tied to somebody. No, regardless, they must produce. They must deliver. You must have results and results. So if the results, if granted, those who do super super well, they might be a little bit high, but it's worth it, I think, to have the results and have that peace of mind. Okay, so you switch. You switch if it's not working. What issues should you anticipate when bidding again? I know you repeated, so please say again for people in the back. All right, okay. So understand this. Uh, especially when you have a plan from outside the country that is a little bit elaborate with open space, large open space, like 15 meters in between them, 10 meters in between, elaborate designs, elaborate staircases. Um, Remember, there's a lot of builders in Ghana that did not have the certification. Okay, they learn on the job, and some are good to some extent. So you always need your technical guys to start a project. Okay, I've seen houses on YouTube that would have been immaculate, except that the staircase was botched by, and you can tell that they couldn't really. It was outside their area of expertise. Let me put it that way. And so, in doing that, destroy the whole layout when you come in. I've seen that. And so, you can literally, and also there's certain things you can't do it. Like, for example, um, when people feel like when you do stairs, you have to support the stairs with pillars. Not necessarily true. You don't have to. There's a way you can construct the stairs, but you have to know what you're doing, though. You really have to know what you're doing by doing cantilever. And you really have to know how to construct a cantilever and still be able to maintain the weight and not bend and not fluctuate, um, and stuff like that. So a lot of them cannot do cantilever. So they'll do a stairs and they'll have pillars, 6, 8 supporting the stairs all over the place. And so that's not way you can Google this. You can see stairs up to 12 foot, 14 feet ceiling with no supporting column because it's just designed in a specific way. Okay. So understand that. So understand that aspect, understand also the integrity of the builder. So there's competency and then there's ethics. Somebody can be ethical and be incompetent. But if they are incompetent and they are not ethical, then that is even worse. And so you have to do that. Ideally, you want somebody who's ethical and is competent. And there's a bunch of strategies that we employ and we teach people how to keep your eye on the project and know what the heck is going on in the project. We can figure it out. I can figure a lot of things on the ground for me being here, because there's things that you can learn in the process, uh, that you know that okay, it doesn't sit well. Okay, so we educate these people through our consultation. So this question can be like a whole 30 to 40 minutes explanation. A lot. If so what is it? So okay, I'll give you a few. One, okay. One will be unethical builder who will steal, steal in the sense of material. They charge you for 100 bags, they use 80 bags, right? Um, or or they're extremely overcharging you for things. Um, let's say cement is 50 and they're charging like 80 Ghana or whatever. If it's 5 CDs and stuff like that, that happens because the cement is not the same. So you have that. You have people who just take the money and run, not even do the project. So you have that aspect, and then you have people that are just sabotaging the work. It's like you want somebody that really cares, and so, and then we have situations. A family member, the builder built a house and sold it to somebody. And then after they sold it, they call me. I say, "Why are you calling me now?" Right? And so things happen. So we is there's a way. You see, there's a way we can help you. They can't take all the money and run. There's a way we got people say, okay, do it this way, do it this way. Okay, don't do it this way, right? And so come to consultation and get the full extent of that. And that's what I did. And in my course of building since 2012, I've only had one incident that the guy took the money, and I called him. He turned off his phone. I said, "Oh, it's gonna be good." Um, but he had a guy on site, and but let's say, long story short, the work was done. But other than that, there's no people taking the money and running away. Yes, so that is that. The right people. Pay them, pay them. There's some people, there's I have some people that I know also do very very good work in Ghana. They're also very ethical. They're competent, uh, and so I can vouch for them. I'm not saying I'm the only person in town, but we are very very good. We guarantee you, and we give you assurance. You know how we assure you? I don't do cash. Why the money? I don't do your work. In the US, you have options to get your money back, right? So keep a paper trail. Keep the emails, the corresponding, keep the codes, keep our communication, you know, keep your bank wire receipt that you wire money to Royal do all that stuff. Keep your folder. We're good. We very good that we will deliver. And I don't know if you're gonna get it from I don't know what other people are promising you. Okay, so that is why the company is registered in the US for a reason. We have a subsidiary company in Ghana, but we register it here to tie ourselves here. So if we take your money, that's why I handle all the money. If we take your money, you can find me. So officer, that's him. Okay, so we guarantee that, and I don't know what else we can do. Um, so let's do it. Let's do it because I love YouTube. I like sharing what I'm learning myself with you guys to attempt for you guys to also make progress and succeed and push it forward. But I am not a YouTuber. You know, I just I use YouTube as a means to put information out there, and someday this love we experience too will come to an end, just like everything else. But while I'm here, I'm gonna try to give you as much as I can. And our service, use them. It's going to help you. It's going to work. We don't have a negative review yet. We'll fix it. Something happens, we'll fix it. Okay, we'll fix it. And the box stop with me. We'll fix it. So do that. So we got a couple years to do this thing. So let's do it. Okay, let's make it happen. Leslie, thank you. Let me give a few shout out to all the people that joined us today. Let's see who's here. Rivi, thank you. Hajia Salif, Takisha, thank you. Fidankwa, I know who you are. Shira, thank you. Um, yeah, okay, all right. Let's see. Angie, hope you're back. Delena, you put some great questions in there. Eve, Abe, um, Amelia. All right, I think I got everybody. I am Mr. Marcus. Yep. Amakai. Okay. All right. So, okay. So I hope this have been very helpful. So users, there are certain things I'm telling you. So go visit our website. I think if you're about to build book a consultation, I learned so much. Um, the Kaswa house probably cost me about $15,000 of waste of things that I have rectified in this project. And so all those things are valuable to you that I give you as much as I try to give everything here. There's certain things that comes through only during consultation, um, and it can't come out here. It doesn't come out for some reason. It doesn't come out here. It comes only through a consultation, and so it's it's very important. It's very important. There's a lot to remember building because remember you are starting from the beginning. You have to think about so many things, so many things. So when people do the block work, they say they are done. You are not done. Block work is about 30%. There's a lot coming, a lot coming, a lot. And so use the services. Nobody has got a refund. Ask for a refund for consultation. I give you everything, everything. I don't hold back. Share private cost, how much I'm paying for stuff. So you get to see and stuff like that. And so it's important. Okay. Thank you and share the video. Please click all the likes. It would be nice. All of you click the likes and and just say you back in your code only for a little bit, right? Um, and stuff like that. So, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Share, subscribe, comment, send me an email. If you have, any questions, reach out to me and don't feel alone. Don't feel like that's my email at the bottom, Royal Consulting Solutions at Gmail. Every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. It's you just got to go to the right people to help you. Okay, so let's win 2022. I know there's a lot going into the world now, but stay focused and move your dream and pursue your dream and aspirations. Okay, so I believe in you. Yes, I'm resilient, and I don't take it for granted. Okay, have a great weekend, and hopefully next week sometime I'm going to post some update on the building. I'm waiting for some more photos and stuff like that. Do that just to also keep you encouraged. And the people that are building now, I go back and look at people's foundation, and it motivates me. I like to see people winning, and so that is if you're winning, I'm happy. The greatest reward you can give me is to win and succeed. That's all I want. Okay. The rest, nature will take care of itself, right? So just believe and then let me know. I'm here. I'm here. Okay, utilize me. Reach out to me and stuff like that. And then if I can help you, we'll make it happen. Okay. All right. Thank you. And have a good weekend.